So welcome everybody to the fun time, super terrific happy hour. Welcome, Joey.
Welcome, Jandler. I thought I heard it. You didn't have one or what?
Oh, I did. I am pouring my
Oh,
my gin and juice thing into the cup.
uh,
Now I just like doing it. When I like popping it, now I just like making the sound.
I just I was like, I thought I heard yours come through. You're like, what was that?
It's like one of the coolest soundtracks I think, like at least in America. Like it's
Definitely
awesome.
everybody knows.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. It's universal.
Which I don't even know why I didn't realize until like that one time when I popped the pineapple juice that I was like, oh yeah, it's the carbonation that does it.
You're like,
Why
there's
didn't
no
it?
fizz. What the?
What's wrong with this can? I think it's broken.
All right, dude. So it's December 8th. Did you know today is pretend to be a time traveler day?
I
I
didn't.
guess
Again
you
with the
go.
somebody's
Do you
holiday.
imagine? You guys should go like so. I watched and I want to read this book. I've seen it before, but I rewatched 11/22/63. It's based on a Stephen King book, and it was on like Hulu.
Yeah.
But there's a part in the show, and I'm not gonna give it all away, but where he tells James Franco tells this one girl that he's from the future, and she like kind of just believes it pretty damn quick, right? And I'm just like, imagine if you could be like, yeah, I'm from the future. Don't you think now everyone would like be like, prove it, prove it.
With that Nate Bargatze skit, did you ever see that one where he's like, "I'm so stupid, like I could go back in time, and
Oh yeah,
I'm from the future," and he'd be like, "I don't know, I have no idea."
yeah. How do cell phones work? I don't know. It's also Christmas jumper day or ugly sweater day.
That
If you
makes
think about it.
that makes more sense. Like
Yeah.
pretend to be like what? Again, I realize you like you said, $5 grand and you can make a holiday, but pretend to be a time traveler, dude. So my youngest brother, did I ever tell you the story? We were going through that
I,
big shed on the property, cleaning it out
mm,
one time, and
I don't think so.
we were already graduated. He was 16 at least because he was driving. So we're like 22, 23. We came across my dad's ID, like his driver's license from when my dad was a kid.
Oh yeah,
Straight up like spitting image. It was crazy. And so I was like,
of you,
huh?
of you, or
No, no, my youngest
of your
brother.
brother.
And
Yeah,
so I was like, dude, because remember that was it Metro Stop or One Stop that the gas station right next to the high school?
yeah.
I was like,
And
we
then,
should get you like one of those fisherman vests, like the ones without the sleeves, and just
uh
drive like power slide into like the drive like into the gas station and be like, what's today? Last thing I remember
huh.
was Doc Brown telling me I had to get 1.21 gigawatts of electricity, and then all of a sudden I'm here. What day is today? And then when they go pull out his driver's license and be like, you were born in 1953, just to watch the gas station attendant be like, because you know that.
I didn't. I didn't think you were going that way with it. I thought you were telling, hey, why don't you use this as a fake ID and try and get beer or whatever.
No, because I was like,
Your
dude, like
your idea worked better.
it
It
would
would
have
have
been
been
so
funny.
cool because I'm like, dude, like here's a 16-year-old kid, and they pull up an ID, and what would have been, we're 22, so 22, 20 or 2001, 2002,
Yeah,
and
it
then
almost would have been 50. Your
just
dad.
being like, what? He never wanted to do it,
Ah.
and that he didn't have the balls to do it. So, oh well.
you know, I've been meaning to bring this up in the episodes. And I always forget about it until now. I do. Remember when me and that same brother we did shots of Dr Pepper,
Yeah.
and he did like, well, I can't remember if he did two or three. He tapped out. He's like, ah, I
It's all
can't do it anymore.
too
I'm done.
much. We're like, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's sugar. It's soda, man.
uh,
Ah. And so, anyway, so my first thing I got here, my first story for you. Got a new AP at my school, right? She's pretty awesome, and it's someone I can like joke around with, right?
yeah.
So I like to like we have morning recess every day, and we started this about two. This is about our third year, I think. So I used to go out the first year just to get fresh air, right? Just because sometimes I like to pop out, get some air before school starts, and then I kind of started just walking around asking my kids, "Did you eat breakfast? Did you eat breakfast?" Right? Well, this year it's just kind of morphed into what I do is every day I kind of just go outside, right? And sometimes I'll cover another grade level for a couple minutes because their teacher is just running a little bit late, right?
Mm.
And so I was covering fourth grade last week one morning, and I get a text later on. Like one of the teachers came in, and she's like, "Hey, thanks." I was like, "Hey, no problem." And I got a text from another teacher, and she's like, "Did you cover fourth grade this morning?" And I was just like, "How'd you know?" Right? And she's like, "Well, Miss So and So told us. Plus, some of the kids said it." And she's like, "Hey, thanks." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." I was like, I just didn't want anyone to get in trouble. Then I get an email from my AP later, and she's like, "Hey, it was a shout out email. She's like, congratulating me, right?"
Yeah.
And I didn't know what this. I read the email, and I was kind of like, I don't know how to reply because I don't want to get people in trouble, right? I was like, I don't want to be like, yeah, I covered them because they were running late, because then it's kind of like, well, why isn't so and so there? But so I just started like, I think I just replied, like calmly, casually, and I was like, hey, thanks, I don't mind helping. And then I kind of started feeling like a smart, right? And so I emailed her back, and I was like, hey, Miss So and So says y'all should build me a statue, right? And she replied back, she's like, we can put your name on this shout out board or whatever. She's like, I don't know about a statue. And she's like, how about we get you like a special whistle, like a golden whistle? And so I replied back to her. I was like, I actually would prefer my own holiday, right? But I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take a bedazzled whistle. So she just kind of laughed or whatever. But I was trying to get $5,000 just for you and I, man.
You're gonna show up one day like, and that's gonna be like your Christmas gift or something. It's like some like
You,
studded out whistle like with a bunch of rhinestones.
I thought about it. What would have been awesome is if she'd have replied back with a Flavor Flav picture with like a big clock, and she's like, "How about we get you this?"
He's like,
Since I'm like
yeah,
the
boy.
timekeeper. Yeah. What if I had one of the? It's the recess clock, Mister Bing hat backwards. You guys got one more week as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that party planning time. I finally got my sign up genius out. Parents jumped all over it, so we'll see. See how much overkill of food we get. When's the last class party you've been a party of?
Uh,
Party two.
it was when I was like in the middle school time, so like over 3 years ago, because like high school doesn't do that as much. They're just kind of like, they'll do like little holiday movies while the kids are playing on their phones or something like that, but they don't do a whole lot of food and stuff.
They always like. I always get. I don't want to say scared. I always get nervous that like, oh, we're gonna be short on food, right?
Yeah.
And then we have like so much, and it's just like, hey, keep eating, kids, keep eating, kids. And then the kids that like last year, I think I had the most, about 14 kids, I think, left. I think I finished with about 7 or 8 in the classroom. Um, but at the end of the day, I was still giving stuff to kids. Hey, take this home, take this home, take this home. My first year in fifth grade, we did an ice cream party, and no one was telling me like they were gonna bring ice cream. So I went and bought like those 2 huge tubs from like those big ice cream tubs from HEB.
Yeah.
I bought like 2 of those because I was like, well, I at least want these kids to have some kind of ice cream just in case, right?
Yeah.
And then about 7 kids brought ice cream in that morning, and I was like, oh. So we had a ton of ice cream for the party, and I was actually just giving tubs of like little things away. Like I gave one to a girl, and I think she had like altogether like 4 siblings, her and 3 other siblings. And I know I talked to the mom like a week or so. Well, after break, we had a conference, and she's like, "Yeah, they ate that in one night or whatever." And I was like, "Man," I was like,
Ice
"That's
cream.
a lot of ice cream." I was like, "Well, it's all you." I didn't have to deal with them running around after that, but yeah, it's the whole thing about the party, man. Is the kids that don't leave, oh, they're so hopped up on sugar, dude. It's it's exhausting being around them, being like, "Stop, stop, get off that climb. Yeah, don't climb on that. Don't jump on so and so's back. Slow down, slow down." So yeah, gives you a headache, man.
You know what's crazy is I mean, granted, don't have like probably the best memory ever when it comes to being young, but I don't remember like kids checking out as often when I was like in school for different
Oh,
stuff.
when we were in class,
Yeah.
it's a good point. I don't remember those parties though.
I just remember like I think they like put them off and like the end of the day, and it was just like everybody would do their own thing, and then like you go home like at the end of the day like normal instead like these little early holidays. Parents are taking their kids out early all the time, and it's like a revolving door.
What I remember the most was field days. Like I remember those because those are like a all day thing, and all sorts of like activities to do, and everybody got a. Well, maybe not, no, everybody didn't get a ribbon when I did it. You had to earn it, but how times have changed, right? I also had a. I got lucky. A parent helped me. We had to decorate our doors,
Yeah.
and I think it was. I think it was 2 days ago. I was walking, and the custodian was just like, everybody was decorating their walls, right, and their doors,
Yeah.
and mine was like not done at all. And she's like, "Man, your door looks and wall looks so lonely." I was like, "It'll get done at some point." Then I got an email from one of the first grade teachers. She's like, "Hey, a parent wants to know if anyone needs help decorating their door." And I was like, "I'll always need help, right?" And so, like, I did a little bit yesterday, and I told the one parent and another. It was her and another one lady came this morning. And I was like, I was trying to glue the snow on this morning. I was like, I didn't want them to do everything, but I was like, I wasn't doing it well. It looked terrible, so I was like, now snow comes off. And she's like, yeah, we get it. So,
Who?
but
What was? What was it? I don't even know what it was for, but I remember there was something like we were hanging out with some girls, and they were doing something, and you kept criticizing like their work, and they were like, "Why'd you do it then?" You're like, I can't remember what it was. Let me see. I don't know if it was high school or college, but they kept working, and you're like, probably look better if you
that,
did
that,
that.
that sounds like high school, but I mean, to be fair, I was probably smart ass every day of the week. So who knows what I was thinking?
It was funny though. I can picture the conversation. I can't picture that who it was, but it was.
Was it was I saying like it was looked wonky or something
Yeah,
like
you're just
that?
like, oh, it's probably a little bit. Probably should do it like that instead. That or they don't. And they were just like, you do it then.
Sounds like something I would do. All right, last thing before we'll talk about before we go to break here, dude, and I think we've discussed this on the phone. The amount of learned helplessness with these kids, oh my gosh, it's staggering. I was just talking to my AP today. I was just like, I'm aware of it because we had to talk about my observation. I was like, I'm aware of it, but I don't know how to wean these kids off of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I literally like if I'm not modeling stuff, I got a lot of kids just sitting there staring at me. So
I think it's just a society thing, man. Like these things right here, cell phones kill it because
yeah,
you go out to eat anywhere, don't matter fast food, sit down restaurant, whatever. Immediate feedback, immediate like, oh, here, sit down, play on the phone.
you see,
Sit down, do this,
you
and then
see,
you don't give it to them. They're like, I'll just wait until you give it to me.
I walk into the teachers' lounge sometimes for lunch just to grab my food because I always eat in my room now. And I'll see there's people sitting around a table and they're all looking at their phone and they're not even talking. Like I walk in and it's like dead quiet, and I'm like, there's like 60 of you at that table, and not a single person's having a conversation. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that everywhere. And it's sad because it's like, man, like people go and conjugate with each other so they can imagine they're somewhere else.
It'd be cool if they were like texting each other too, like they're not talking, but they're just texting each other.
I've seen the kids will do that. Like when I was in high school, they would do that, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just talk to them? They're right across the table. Yeah,
Remember,
everybody else can hear it. And I'm like,
me and Marsh worked at Walmart at the same time. There's like he used to. There's a lot of stuff that we did back then. I don't even know if it wasn't like it was bad. It's just it was very goofy, very silly, and it kind of ways you might say it's unprofessional, right? But we just love joking. But so he'd always like get on the intercom and like pass the word for me or call for me. And there's one time he did it, and like he was at a register, and he was facing one way, and I ended up coming from another side, and I didn't realize where he was, and I just picked up a phone. It was the exact opposite of his register, right? And so like we talked for like 30 seconds or something, and then we realized where we were. That we were right by each other, and we just kept talking on the phone, and people were like looking at us. It's just like, but it's kind of funny. He's like, "Hey man, I need this," and I just talking to him, and then we turned around, we looked at each other, and we're like, "Whoa."
Stupid.
Oh. Well, like I said, we did a lot of silly stuff then. But all right, man, let's go ahead, roll a quick break. All right, dude.
Sounds good.
All right, man. All right. sir.
Drop my bell.
I was like, my bell's still ringing. I just set it down. I was like, oh, that was your bell. I was like, what? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. There's ghosts in here, man.
What the?
Dude, there was a years ago when I was in Illinois. I think I told this story before too, but this candle, we were at somebody's house and his candle just like flipped up halfway across the room, right?
No, you didn't
Like
tell me.
I didn't tell you, like it just popped.
No?
It made like this popping noise, and this candle just kind of flew halfway across the room. So everyone starts freaking out. They're like, ghosts or whatever. And I remember trying to explain. I was like, no, there's got to be like a scientific reason or something. They're like, what is it? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I have nothing. But it was weird, man.
Like ghost story type thing though. That I had to do a like surveillance investigation, help out one of our SROs one time because they were like, hey, there's something happening in this one room. We got to see like, about what time they entered the room. So I'm like, whatever. Because and the only reason the camera was in the room is because it was a DAP. So we pull up and I'm going through this stuff and I'm like, you see like this little like ball of light move, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a natural like, oh, like a car drove by, like you didn't see like through the blinds, you didn't see, it was just like it like dipped down like a non-normal pathway.
Yeah.
And I just go, and I look at him and he looks at me and I was like, you see that? And he's like, yeah. And I go, I don't know. Oh, I don't know how to explain that movement. And he was like, yeah, I've never seen it. And so we're just sitting there like, maybe it was this. And so we're like running the footage back like 20 times trying to be like, maybe it was this. Maybe somebody did that. No. I was like, I'm never going in that room again. Not going to go. Because that's like the stereotypical like ghost hunter. Like you see the light orb move. And I was like, yeah, I saw that. So I was like, I don't even go near that building anymore.
Oh, and on those notes, let's say cheers to people, right?
Hey, yeah.
on that creepy itch.
Pour some out.
Exactly. What do we say in Germany?
Prost.
Prost. South Korea.
Sunday.
Brazil.
Howdy.
England.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Australia.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Barbados.
Cheers.
French Canada.
I'll toss
up. Regular Canada. Cheers, AU. Poser. Colombia. Salud. Philippines. Tugay. And Norway.
Hey, is that a little black flag next to England? Has it always been on that sheet?
So I copied, right? I have like a notepad on my phone, right?
Yeah.
And so I have the England flag icon on there, and when I copied it over, for some reason it made it black.
Oh.
But it's been there for a while, and I just
never noticed. I was like, why is that black flag there? It's a pirate.
Yeah,
it's a pirate.
Pirates took over England, man. So
heck yeah, privateers.
All right, so gotta do a little PSA public service announcement here for you. Teachers, apparently for my classroom, the pencil monster has struck this month. Or actually about the last 3-4 weeks, man. These kids. I've actually asked them before too. It's like I'll give them a pencil and then they'll lose it, and like the next, I'll give them one in the morning and then at lunch they need another one. Oh, I'll give them one today and I'll need one tomorrow. And I'll be like, what did you do with your pencil? Did you eat it or something? I was like, I give you a pencil like every day. And they're like, I don't know. But it's just like
an indifferent look like that. Yeah, sucks to be you, teach.
They're like, what is there like? They got mouthful of pencil. Like, no, I didn't eat it.
Just give me the wood pencil boy.
I saw one of my teachers I work with. So I got one student. He needs I think he's used to getting his way. So he kind of just throws a fit and stuff. And I've told his parents, and I've told my AP and the other teachers, I'm actually glad he's in my room because I don't let him get away with it, right? I was like, I tell him, I've been nice about it. I was like, dude, you're not gonna throw a fit and get your way. And I was like, that's just not gonna happen. But he's developed this thing. It's kind of annoying the last week, where he just comes up to me and well, it's not a complete sentence, but he'll just be like pencil, and I'll be like, what? And he'll be like pencil, and I was like, you need to ask correctly, man. You need to complete sentences, like, because he'll be like pencil, need pencil, and I'm like, no, use your words and ask it out. This the kid's really small. A lot of times, like he would kind of throw himself on the ground, ball up or whatever, right? And I just kind of go over there, pick him up, like, and I just kind of help guide him by his elbows, because I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be like that. Yesterday though, he didn't want to come in after morning recess, and he was doing a thing, like you're guiding kids, and he went limp. Like he was doing that thing where he's like picking up his legs, and I'm just like, I was like, man, I had such a workout on my arms just trying to get the kid from outside to the class, because I kept having to kind of hold him up, just with my arms, like, at a 45-degree angle, and I'm just like, oh, this guy.
Kids, man, like that was probably like the most. They would irritate me, and they just do that, and you're like, oh, I just wanna drop kick you, just 5 feet, just so you like nobody else do that. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh,
but so that's my PSA, my public service announcement. Watch out for the monsters, man. They may come after your pencils next. So we're gonna. And you said a text yesterday that kind of reminded me. I actually had thought about this before, and it's one of those things that gets into my head, and I just kind of, I had it, and then I just kind of put it to the side. But teachers, this next segment is like when teachers sound dirty, or when you say things that sound dirty and you don't mean to. One of the things that I've said it, and I've caught myself enough to where I rephrase it, but like they like to climb up the slide, and I'll be like, no, you only need to go down. And I'm just like, whoa, like, so then I was like, I stopped saying that, no, we slide down the slide instead of saying only go down, girl. So
only go down, girl. Yes, yes, Mr. Ray.
I heard one of the kids was playing with a basketball today. This wasn't anything I said, but he's like, Mr. Bing, so and so won't quit touching my balls, and I was like, what? And he's like, oh, my basketballs, and I was like,
yeah, I did that my rookie year as a PE teacher. The kids were all doing it, and you try to establish like this is my classroom, and you show my classroom and my equipment respect.
Yeah.
And they were doing it. I was like, quit bouncing my balls and listen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say respect my balls.
And the kids were like, a couple of them were all, and I was like, and I know, like, as soon as it came out, I was like, oh, I can't even smile, because then I just lose it. I was like, do you understand? And in my head, like, oh, do this. I shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said it like that at all.
Were they older? Were they older kids?
Like 4th grade. So like
okay.
they got it. Enough of them got it to where they were like, he said his balls, and I'm like, be quiet.
Did you say you had some other examples?
That was it.
Oh, that was it?
That was it. Was the balls thing. As a rookie mistake PE teacher, I was like, dang it.
No, it's well, I told you I had the kangaroo pajama costume one holiday year, right?
Yeah.
And you know what, the kangaroo they had like a pouch and a little baby kangaroo as part of the pajamas, the onesie.
Yeah. And
the kids kept playing. They kept wanting to come pet the little baby kangaroo, right? Like, well, it's around my stomach, right? But it was still, I'd be like, no, like, 'cause hands off, please. But I remember telling somebody, I was like, yeah. They saw the costume and they asked about how the day went, and I was like, well, kids kept touching my little Joey. Other than that, it was fine. And people were like, oh, and I was like, no, it's, I was like, oops.
That's a technical term for the day.
Yeah, I was like, oops. No, that's not how it sounded, or that's not how it really went. But now your text made me laugh too. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I sent you a text yesterday, but it was like for like new teacher stuff from the week before. Like, and I realized what she meant was that the kids were messing around in the back of the class not paying attention, but she's saying they keep jacking off in the background, and I was like, oh hey, that's probably not what you meant to say there.
It's a health class, right?
English. So I'm like, oh hey there, champ, hey there. Let's not use that terminology in front of the kids.
But yeah, I don't know if you've ever done. Sometimes I've done it where I've blended words together, like accidentally. Like I was trying to get my kids to walk straight and quiet, right? Like, but I said walk striatly. Like I wanted to walk straight and quietly, but I blended it together. I was like walk striatly, and they looked at me, and I was like, you know what I mean? You know,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I said it. But it's almost the end of the year. Almost at 2024 is just around the corner, man. So
I know.
I got every day. I got one kid. He's pretty cool, but he always wants to tell me his long stories. But he'll always tell me the countdown to Christmas. It's like, hey, 22 days ago. Hey, 20 days ago. Hey, 18 days ago. And I'm like, cool, man.
you're gonna be a great guy to work with when you get older, because he already has that mentality of count down the days till the next break.
We did a last story here before we do our social media plug. We were practicing commas, and so one of the activities we were like write a letter to Santa, right? Things you want. And so then they asked me if I was going to send it to Santa. I was like, yeah, I'll collect the letters and I'll mail it, And it's funny, like one kid that asked me if I was going to take it home and mail it is that same kid. Then he asked me at the end of the day, he's like, so are you going to go buy all this stuff for the kids in the class? And I was like, no. I was like, what? Like, no, I'm not going to buy y'all. Like, yo, you want a PS5? Sure. You want like a VR headset? Yeah, everybody. Let's do this, Like, even if I was super rich, I don't think I would do that.
Mr. Bing's not that loaded.
Yeah. Like, who do you think I am, kid? But all right, man. Social media plug, Joey.
All right, I'll do it. So don't forget to check us out on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Choey and Jan, CHOEYN, roll that one back. CHOEY, the letter N, JAN, Choey and Jan. And then when Mr. Bing rolls with it, we're on YouTube Shorts as well.
Yeah. Well, we need to make some over the winter break, man.
Winter break.
Yeah, we can get together, do a live show. We'll do some shorts. God, there was
YouTube Shorts, not do some shorts.
Oh, I don't even know what
YouTube
shorts are. Yeah. God, there was one. I wrote them all down, but there was one I was thinking of. I was like, man, I kind of wanted to do it. It reminded me of you, but I want to do a Barbie type one. That's one of the ones I want to work on. Just a couple months late, man. We'll jump on the trend 6 months late.
A Barbie. Hey, it's Joey. Hi, Jam.
Hey, there was a Key and Peele. They had a teacher draft one, or like on, the Sports Center. I think it was like T Center, like Teacher Center. I started watching it. I wasn't really laughing, so I was like, eh. But I mean, it was cool that they did it.
That's nice.
Yeah, they gave us that shout out, So, but all right, man. It's this is our December 8th episode. We'll be back next week, and then after that, we'll get together live, right?
Yep.
All right, man. Enjoy your night, man.
Later on.
Peace.